Well, for some reason, they didn't want you to celebrate the 4th of July in some places. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We're going to get into a number of things. As usual, in this video, we had a number of cities trying to stop people from celebrating. Didn't exactly go as what they expected. We'll get into that. We also have what happened at SeaWorld. We have a number of other stories, including they're trying to take away our ability to win at the World Cup, it looks like. But actually, we just got that back. I'll show you that. We got what's going on with inflation, some new thing with taxes, and then we got these flock, of course, cameras. Something rather curious I want to show you. And the final part has to do with some potential new things going on with this platform I'm on. YouTube's asking for our help, and we might be able to help them out, my friends. Let's just get going here. Let's start with what's going on in LA, where they were told not to have fireworks.
About 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, and there are massive fireworks going off pretty much in every direction that you see here. Jasmine, our local fire departments and police departments have been begging people not to do this, but it seems to they're not listening to those calls.
That looks pretty active, man. I like it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, LA. Lots of fireworks, totally illegal. They're still doing it anyways. All right. Obviously, this isn't exactly the forest. They were concerned about wildfires. I don't think we're in the forest here. Okay, I think we're okay. No forests around anywhere. Okay. People want to celebrate the 4th of July. And a story. I remember my neighbor when I was growing up. He, for a longest time, would do insane amounts of fireworks. And the police would come by because he was doing illegal fireworks, okay? It was a little bit illegal. A little bit too big, you know, that kind of thing. But eventually they made it legal, and now he doesn't do it as much. It's just kind of a weird thing that happens, you know, especially when you tell them they can't do it, they're going to do it, right? So, at any rate, they're obviously making all these laws. You got here Sacramento, LA, firework fines, $10,000. That's insane. Reminding residents, $10,000 fine. Are you kidding me? That's just uncalled for. You know, for a fine for fireworks, right? You had this massive fireworks show that went a little wrong back in 2012 in San Diego, where they accidentally lit off 30 minutes worth in about 30 seconds. Check this out. It's pretty crazy. Damn, bro. What the heck? Oh my goodness. This is insane. Yeah, that was insane. It was supposed to be over like 17 minutes long, but it ended up being 30 seconds. Little computer glitch. Lit them all off at the exact same time. Whoops. Kind of cool. A lot of people liked it anyways. You have here what's going on at SeaWorld, where an employee tells them they're not allowed to carry around an American flag. I remember this stuff back when I was in working as an engineer. It's like 2000. No, it was 2001. It was 2001. It was 2001. After a certain event in 2001. That happened, of course, in September. I think you know which one I'm referring to. They were telling us, don't put up flags in your cubicle. And in every single person practically put a flag up in their cubicle in response to them making a rule at a workplace not to do it. All right. So, yeah, I think pretty highly about this. I remember going with my grandma to protest against burning the flag. My grandma was a Democrat. And she was against that because she was working for the VFW. All right. Guest carrying an American flag asked SeaWorld employee why isn't allowed inside the park on the 4th of July. Let's just check this out real quick. It's at SeaWorld.
What'd you say? We can't what?
No flags are banned.
And why is that?
It's just part of our park policy.
Since when?
For a while now.
No. That's un-American. We can't.
Just no flags.
It's 4th of July today.
I understand.
Is that what you're saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to bring... Okay.
What? So, of course, apparently this isn't a rule at SeaWorld. This guy's not telling the truth, apparently. He just doesn't like flags. Maybe that's what it is. Here we go. Let's look at this real quick. Okay, well, I can't get it on the screen, right? It says, no, SeaWorld does not have an explicit policy banning American flags. Official prohibited items list, SeaWorld Orlando. Do not mention the most likely location based on the video. Do not mention flags, banners, or patriotic items. SeaWorld actively promotes patriotic 4th of July events. Some locations prohibit flags, banners, or signs specifically when used for protests, demonstrations. So this guy's like twisting the rule because he don't like people carrying the flag around on the 4th of July. Seems to be what it is. Just saying a rule that's not even real. Trying to tell people not to celebrate the 4th of July, which is insane. Of course, we had what happened at the White House. I would play this, but I think the last time I got a copyright, it's through the UFC, and I think they don't allow people to play their stuff. At this moment, the jets flying overhead is when he hits the high note international anthem. Absolutely epic. I wish I could play it, but I don't want to end up I'll probably get cut out like last time. I played a little clip last time and I got cut out. Actually, this guy took a snapshot of the same spot I paused it at. Yeah, 100%, man. Awesome. Of course, you got Dana White there with our president. It's so weird, like Paramount, which is what I have showing right there as Paramount. Paramount, UFC seems to be like the only ones in Hollywood working with our president. It's so bizarre. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be covering over my other channel what's going on with this movie, The Odyssey. Totally insane. We'll get into that on my other video. I actually got a lot of stuff to cover in my other video, but we're going to get into a ton more. Like I said, we got this thing going on with these flock cameras. I got a really interesting clip to show you and some other strangeness as well at the end. First, so I got to mention food supply, 25 years shelf life. Link is in the description. You're going to definitely want to get this if you've not already. Link is in the description. They have lots of different packages available, as low as $50, as high as $3,000 if you want a year's worth. Link is in the description of this book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity. Go check that out as well. Get the printed version, $37. Go check us out on X. We're doing some awesome stuff over there, getting lots of views over there. Check out my membership section. We're going to be doing interviews soon here. I got my studio pretty much set up. Anyway, let's get back to the video here. We got what's going on at the World Cup. After massive pressure, FIFA has reversed the unfair red card against U.S. men's national soccer team, Florin Balogun, is that how you say his name? Meaning the crucial scorer is available for America's next match against Belgium. So he apparently is one of our top scorers, and he got a red flag that seemed to be very unfair, where he was going to be set out. All right, let's check this out real quick. Let's play this.
Tonight, the fallout growing from this controversial call. Leading scorer Falorin Balogun given a red card for a hard foul. The Stars and Stripes defeating Bosnia-Herzegovina, now advancing to the next round of the World Cup. The refs reviewing the moment Balogun appeared to go for the ball, but ended up stomping his cleat down on the opponent's ankle. The high-level penalty resulting in the player's immediate ejection from the current game and suspension from the very next game they play.
Crazy.
The team's coach saying Balogun is disappointed.
For me, never is a red card. That was a normal action in football that happened because by accident.
Yeah, so even the other guy was saying it was by accident. By accident, right? So, of course, this red card is absolutely insane. They've now removed this red card so that he can play in the next game, which means we could very well win, which obviously will give us a leg up, but potentially winning the World Cup, which is pretty awesome. Getting into some of these other stories, I wanted to show I had sort of a 4th of July theme a little bit. We got some crazy thing about taxes I'm going to show you in a second here. But, I mean, obviously you guys have felt the cost of inflation. DoorDash order 2 small personal cheese pizzas, 2 chocolate chip cookies, $40. These prices are getting nuts, man. These are some crazy freaking prices that we're seeing now for food. I don't know what to make of it, man. It's really getting ridiculous. It's not like your wages are going up like your costs of everything else are, is it? Not even remotely. And then you got the tax equation. On the 4th of July, Independence Day, you should know income tax was deemed unconstitutional. There's no income tax in America until the Civil War. Of course, it means the 4th of July in the ancient past, not recently, but There's no income tax in America until the Civil War and Emergency 1 Lincoln pushed after the Civil War. It repealed in 1892. They tried to have peacetime income tax. It was declared unconstitutional, I guess, back in 1892. Woodrow Wilson pushes through the income tax, the 16th Amendment, in 1913. It's a 1% tax on the top 1% richest people in the country. It's not to tax the people. It's to go after the robber barons, the Rockefellers, Carnegies, etc. It would be sort of like today that only Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and others that would have to pay this tax. Be in the top 1%, maybe Elon. And so you have Taft pushing through a corporate income tax, and only the extreme wealthy owned corporate stock, so it was a backdoor way to get them. Teddy Roosevelt was responsible for inheritance tax because only the extreme wealthy had an inheritance worth leaving. But finally, Woodrow Wilson pushes through the income tax, which is 1% on the top percent, right? But see, what else happened in 1913? Guess what else happened in the exact same year? The Federal Reserve was established. Isn't that strange? It's almost like someone at the top wanted more money. Kind of weird. Make the Federal Reserve, can print money on anytime they want, take the power from your dollar. On top of that, they tax you at the exact same time they started both. That's why you can't afford anything. It's because of these things that they did to us. And also, what have they done to our products, which I'm going to get into more into my other channel. But look at this. This is insane. An American HVAC worker shows an old air conditioning unit that was still running perfect. And it was built in 1978. Okay, let's check this out real quick.
This is insane. 1978. 1978 for this bad boy. Still ripping. Original to the home. 56 degrees coming out of this. They don't make them like they used to. 48 years and still going.
Older appliances
still working good, although it's kind of loud, but it's still working. You got to listen to it. You're inside your house anyways, right? I guess unless you're sitting up inside the roof there, I don't know. Maybe then you would hear it. Obviously, you can see that things are going a little awry with products lately. They're trying to just do subscriptions. They're trying to go digital on a lot of things. They're also making things with a shorter shelf life. Your air conditioning unit won't last 48 years like that probably. And of course, also, what else is happening? How about this guy? Running his motorcycle gets the police to his house. What reason might you ask? Check this out. You'll see why. Okay, so this guy was revving his engine on his motorcycle, and he got a visit from the cops within about a minute. And you're not going to believe how they did it. Check this out.
This shit's crazy.
1 minute, 37 seconds.
They thought he was firing something, all right? Like there's someone in the area.
Later.
So the sensors are flock, of course, cameras that are triangulated. So that's what he was just literally revving his engine on his motorcycle, and it picked it up and triangulated the exact position and alerted the cops. And about a minute later, they were at his house. That seems a little strange. I mean, people do that sometimes. They rev the engine on their motorcycles. Should be able to. Obviously, we shouldn't be having things that triangulate like that and are listening and watching everything. These cameras, and you have another one right here that shows you just how these things work. Check this out.
We have cameras everywhere in that town. You can't get a breath of fresh air in or out without us knowing.
Chrisana Elzer learned the power of flock firsthand.
You were in town from 11:52 until 12:09 exactly. Like I said, nothing gets in or out of the town without us knowing.
When a Colorado police officer showed up at her door holding flock snapshots.
So why is he coming to her house? What did I just do there? I screwed up. All right. Why did he come to her house in the first place? Just because she's driving through an area. That's kind of weird.
Of her truck.
And here's when you left at 12:09. That's when you left town.
To get?
No, to stop at Ridge Trail.
Wait a minute.
And take a package. Well, there's
no
shushing.
They're accusing her.
I need to know where this is.
The first thing he pulled out on the body cam is that flock picture, the clear photograph of your car.
But here's your vehicle in the neighborhood many, many times, apparently casing houses, because you just can't drive through for work or visit other businesses. You can only be casing houses.
It is her. It is 100%. It is locked in. There is zero doubt. I wouldn't have come here unless I was 100%.
So he's
sure.
accusing her of stealing packages.
100%. It is certain.
Porch pie.
Okay, here. So, okay. It's a woman that looks like her.
Packet.
It's not the same woman. She's got big ears. Let me see if I can get it on screen so you guys can see a little bit better. Yeah. So you can see here how she looks. I don't think it's the same face. The eyes look a little bit different. Maybe the ears as well.
But it
Let's see how the other woman looks. Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's go back here to this where it shows her ears more. Where's her ears at? It's not the same face. The eyes are different. She has more squinty. Her eyes are more squinty than the other woman's, and I think her ears are slightly smaller too. But so they just accused her of stealing packages because they had these cameras they were using everywhere to figure out exactly where she was, when she was, and they just assumed it was her stealing these packages. That's how ridiculous this stuff is right now. They're using these cameras like this. And they're even putting them in wildlife management areas. This is bizarre. In Florida, they're putting them in wildlife management areas. Check this out.
Miles and miles of Florida wilderness with no neighborhoods or shopping centers, subdivisions, or traffic lights around. Just woods, hunters, fishermen, families, people enjoying the outdoors the way that generations of Floridians always have. So here's my question.
Why is there one right there? What are they going to do? Track deer?
Why are there surveillance cameras?
That's so crazy, man. They're just assuming the worst about people on vacation, going camping and stuff. Is that what we're thinking here?
Deer. Why are there license plate readers sitting?
That's so weird. And it's not, of course, they tell you it's just for license plate reading, but they actually can do a lot more than that. As you saw there, taking high resolution photos, knowing exactly where you were, when you were, triangulating noises, doing a lot more than that from what I understand. It uses AI to accomplish this. And there's now people on the internet that are apparently very upset about this, which I'm not happy about it. I'm sure you're not happy about these cameras either. But there's people doing stuff about it. You got this guy actually dressing up like the Joker, like he's Heath Ledger or something, telling people what not to buy. Don't buy the specific laser that apparently causes issues for some of these cameras. And he goes in and tells you the exact model to not buy. So the exact right frequency of the laser, a green one, a certain bandwidth, don't buy this one. Yeah. So of course I'm not going to play it. I'm not recommending you do any of that kind of stuff. I think I am curious though, how they have the rights to use these cameras everywhere to analyze everything without our permission. I'm kind of curious about that. Why the hell are they allowed to analyze everything around them? Right? It just it seems a little strange to me. It does. And so it seems like to me, they're trying to find a way around our rights. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it feels like. And you got another example right here with what's going on currently in Britain. We have in Britain something going on. YouTube is asking for our help as a result of this. Apparently, Keir Starmer there in the UK wants them to push approved content, quote unquote, to their own citizens in Britain. And it's not like that's not already happening. That literally is already happening. You know how you know you're losing? When you already have something super propped up and they still can't win. Okay? Because ever since about 2017, I think, they've been propping the mainstream, whatever you want to call it, way to the top. Oh, it's up here. You got to trust these guys. And that's not anytime there's a news event, top, there they are, CBS, all of them. They're already doing that. But apparently it's not enough. In the UK, apparently Keir wants more of it. He wants it 100%, like zero visibility for anybody who has a different opinion than what they say. Apparently. That's what's going on. Well, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, if you ask me. So YouTube wants our help. YouTube does not like this, actually. They want it to where it stays the same. And so you got the UK government is running a public consultation called Watch This Space, a New Strategic Direction. And they want proposed rules where essentially anyone talking about things going on that is not like the BBC, they don't want them to be they don't want them to be seen pretty much at all. Like zero. That's what it's saying, basically. So I find it hilarious that people that continue to lose over and over and over are still trying to push this stuff. It's just amazing to me. Like, you guys are like so tone deaf. The leadership there is completely and utterly tone deaf to the obvious nature of how everyone in the world is laughing at them. I mean, North Korea seems more free in some cases. I'm just joking, of course, but it's pretty ridiculous. It's getting that ridiculous where people are making jokes online about how North Korea is safer or more free than Britain. There's people making jokes like that now. I mean, obviously it's not the case. I mean, North Korea is way worse, but the fact is, obviously, it's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad. There's even a recent case. I think that was one of the comments underneath this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, here we go. From Mr. Obvious here. Something that just recently happened where this is why they don't like it. This is what the UK has things going on currently that everyone sees on social media, but they don't want people to see it anymore. They don't want you to have your own iPhone or your own camera and you take footage of what they're screwing up. Where they have a female cop arresting a victim rather than the perpetrators. They don't want you to see that. And then they actually put in a note that they did it right when they didn't do it right. And everyone's laughing at them like, you guys are ridiculous. Let's see if we can get on the screen better. We are aware of the footage showing the arrest of a man after a disorder on Broad Street. Officers found a group of men fighting. As the incident was dealt with, an officer was punched. Okay, so it's just kind of funny if you watch the footage because 3 guys that apparently don't look like they're from the country attack a guy from the country, Britain, a British guy, and the cop doesn't arrest the people attacking him. The cop arrests the victim. And the victim is thinking he's still in a fight, doesn't even know what's going on. And he swings and he accidentally hits the woman policeman because he didn't even know it was a woman policeman. He thought it was still the attackers hitting him. Because she instantly went for the victim. She didn't just let the guys run off, instantly goes to the victim and pins him against the wall. I thought that was kind of funny. Why are you doing that, woman? What are you doing? Shouldn't you be arresting the people that actually caused the crime, not the victim? And then, of course, because he didn't know what was going on, and he was like, oh, what the hell's going on? Because he thought the other guys were still attacking him. And he swings, well, because she ran right in there and grabbed him instantly after he got hit, which is kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. Like, don't even go after the perpetrators. Why would you do that? Oh, my goodness. You don't want people like this going viral on X or on YouTube. You don't want people seeing that stuff. Because then it makes you look bad. Maybe because you're not doing your job right. And now you want people not know about it. Why don't you guys actually listen to your own people and actually fix your own country, bro? That's what you need to do over there instead of trying to make excuses and hide the evidence, right? Anyway, that's my video. Kind of wonder what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.